What if Issei changed his fate after killing Raynere? Issei Hayata never expected his life to shatter and rebuild in a single night. In the original timeline, he died under Raynere's light spear and was saved by Raynere. But fate twisted differently this time. When Raynere attacked him at the fountain, something inside Issei awakened, a deep, primal power that had been sleeping in his soul since birth. As the spear rushed toward his heart, the hidden power burst out like a storm. His eyes flashed crimson, the ground cracked beneath him, and a dragon's roar echoed inside his mind. Raynere froze for a split second. That was her mistake. Issei moved faster than he ever had in his life. Pure instinct took over. He grabbed the spear with his bare hand, shattered it like glass, and slammed his fist into Raynere's chest with enough force to send her crashing into the church wall. Her wings ripped apart. Her body trembled. For the first time, she felt fear of a human. Issei walked toward her, breathing heavily, his aura shaking the air. "You killed me once in another life," he whispered, not knowing why those words came to him. Not this time. He formed a sphere of crimson energy in his hand. Raynere screamed. A flash of light. Silence. Raynere was gone. And Issei stood alone, alive, but changed forever. The power inside him. The next day, everything felt different. Issei's senses were sharper. His emotions felt heavier. His dreams were filled with visions of a massive dragon coiled around a blood-red sun, and whenever he clenched his fists, that same crimson power flickered around them. He didn't know it yet, but fate had shifted into a new path. When Raynere arrived at his house that night, she did not come to resurrect him. She came because she sensed the explosion of power near the fountain and wanted to investigate. Issei opened the door to find a beautiful red-haired girl standing there with a mysterious, calm smile. "Hayata Issei," she said. "You awakened something dangerous." Issei stepped back instinctively. "Who are you?" "My name is Raynere. And you, Issei, are no ordinary human." She walked past him and sat on the couch like she owned the place. Her crimson aura glowed softly, but she did not seem hostile. "Tell me exactly what happened last night," she said. Issei told her everything. How Raynere tricked him, how she tried to kill him, how his power awakened on its own, how he killed her without hesitation. Raynere listened silently. When he finished, she sighed deeply. "You altered destiny. You were supposed to die and be reborn as my servant. But you survived, and awakened a power that even devils fear." Issei swallowed. "What am I?" Raynere leaned closer, her eyes glowing gently. "You are a human with the soul of a dragon. A soul strong enough to create your own fate." The new path. Instead of forcing reincarnation, Raynere made a different choice. "I want you to join my peerage," she said. "Not because I saved you, but because you saved yourself." Issei hesitated. "If I say no," Raynere smiled, "then I will simply watch over you. A power like yours attracts enemies." Issei clenched his fists. "I don't want to run from anything." "Then come with me," she said and extended her hand. Issei took it. But the moment they shook hands, a massive surge of crimson and gold energy exploded between them. Raynere stumbled back. Issei grabbed his head as dragon roars filled his mind. Something ancient inside him was unlocking. Raynere looked at him with widened eyes. "Your power, it's growing even faster than I expected." This was no ordinary sacred gear awakening. Something far bigger was coming. The Dragon of Fate. Training under Raynere changed Issei rapidly. When he fought Kiba for the first time, his punches created shockwaves. When he sparred with Kaneko, his aura made her step back nervously. Even Akino stared at him with curiosity instead of teasing him. And in the nights, the dragon in his soul spoke to him. "You changed the moment you killed the fallen. You stepped off the path fate created for you. Now you walk a road built by your own strength." Issei learned that his power did not come from heaven or hell. It came from himself, his will, his emotions, his desire to protect others. But changing fate always came with consequences. The heavens take notice. The death of Raynere without devil interference shook the balance between factions. The angels and fallen angels sensed the anomaly. They did not know who killed her, only that the energy signature was unlike anything in their records. Rumors spread. A human with devil-like aura, a dragon soul in human flesh, a threat that could rewrite prophecy. and the church dispatched a group of exorcists to investigate the strange energy. They were not planning to talk. The first attack on Issei. It happened during a normal walk home from school. The sky darkened. A blade of holy light flew past Issei's face and embedded itself into a tree, burning it to ash. 3 exorcists stood in front of him, armed, emotionless, ready to kill. "You are the anomaly," the leader said. "Surrender or die." Issei felt the dragon inside him snarl. He raised his fists. "I'm done dying." The battle was fast and brutal. The exorcists fought with speed and precision, but Issei's instincts were sharper. Every time they struck, his aura flared. Every time they stabbed, he countered with raw strength. He did not kill them, he simply knocked them out. But that was enough. Rias, hidden nearby, realized something terrifying. Issei was growing stronger after every fight. "His fate is no longer connected to mine," she whispered. "His fate is something greater." The true change. Within weeks, Issei reached a point of power that devils normally took years to achieve. His body adapted. His aura stabilized. His eyes sometimes glowed crimson like a dragon's. He wasn't Rias' pawn. He wasn't a victim of destiny. He wasn't the boy who died at a fountain. He was a force that carved his own path. Even Surzex, the strongest devil, visited Rias and warned her. "The boy who killed his own killer has the power to destroy prophecy. Be careful, Rias. Humans who change fate become either legends or disasters." Rias looked toward Issei training hard in the courtyard. "He will be a legend," she whispered. Issei felt the world getting heavier every day, as if fate itself was pressing down on him, trying to force him back onto the path he had broken away from. But every time the pressure increased, the power inside him responded, pushing back stronger. His dreams grew stranger as well. Every night, he stood in a giant empty valley with a red sky above him, and a massive dragon slept in front of him, coiled like a mountain. The dragon didn't speak. It only watched him with one glowing eye, as if waiting for something. Issei never understood the dream, but every time he woke up, his body felt different. His energy felt sharper, more alive. Even Rias began to watch him carefully, as if she expected something big to happen soon. She wasn't the only one. The entire occult research club could feel the change in him. Kaneko reacted to his aura like a cat to a thunderstorm. Kiba treated every spar with him as if it were a real fight. Akino, instead of teasing him like usual, studied him with a mix of interest and caution. Rias, however, was the one who stepped closest to him, trying to understand the new power flowing through him. But the peace didn't last long. Strange people had begun appearing around the city, watching Issei from rooftops or hiding in the shadows. They didn't approach, but their presence was clear. Devils sensed them too. Fallen angels smelled the scent of power growing. Even the angels in heaven felt the shift, and they tightened their watch. Issei didn't feel fear. Instead, he felt something else, the desire to protect the new life he had built. He didn't want to run. He didn't want to hide. For the first time, he wanted to stand his ground. One evening, when training ended and the sun was fading, Rias came to him with a serious expression. "We need to talk," she said softly. Issei followed her outside the school building. The air felt colder than usual, as if something was about to happen. Rias looked at him with worry in her eyes. "Your power is growing too fast," she said. "Faster than any human, devil, or sacred gear has ever shown. I'm afraid of what will come next." Issei looked down at his hands. "I didn't ask for any of this. I just didn't want to die again." "I know," Rias whispered. "But breaking fate has consequences. Something will try to stop you again. Something stronger than exorcists." Issei nodded, but deep inside, the dragon roared softly, as if agreeing. And then it began. The sky darkened unnaturally. Clouds started spinning in a circle above the school, and the air turned heavy. Rias summoned a defensive barrier around the two of them before Issei even understood what was happening. The rest of the ORC rushed out, ready for battle. A shadow appeared in the sky, descending slowly. It wasn't a fallen angel. It wasn't an angel. It wasn't a devil. It was something else entirely. A tall man in ancient armor floated down, holding a spear made of pure golden light. His wings were neither black nor white. They were glowing crimson, like burning feathers. His presence alone made the ground shake. Rias gasped. Impossible! Aquino trembled. That can't be! Kiba clenched his sword harder. What is that thing? The armored man landed, his gaze fixed straight on Issei. His eyes glowed like molten gold. Hiya to Issei, he said in a voice that seemed too powerful for a human throat. You should not exist. Issei stepped forward despite the pressure crushing the air. Who are you? He asked. The man raised the glowing spear. I am a Dominion executor. I am sent when fate has been broken beyond repair. A rebirth soul who kills their killer must be erased or the world will collapse, Rias shouted. You can't. Issei has done nothing wrong. The executor did not look at her. Fate is not about right or wrong. It is about balance. He pointed the spear at Issei. You are a contradiction. You defied your death. You must be destroyed. Issei didn't move. Something inside him refused to step back. I won't let anyone decide my life, he said quietly. Not anymore. The executor raised the spear. Then you choose annihilation. The attack came instantly. A beam of golden light shot forward so fast that even Kiba couldn't see it. It hit Issei directly in the chest, lifting him off the ground and throwing him through the school wall. Dust rose everywhere. Rias screamed his name and ran toward the broken wall, but Aquino grabbed her arm to stop her. President! That attack is meant to erase his soul. If you touch it. But before she could finish, the dust exploded outward. Issei stood inside the broken wall, coughing, in pain but alive. His shirt was torn, a burning mark on his chest, but he wasn't destroyed. The executor stared. Impossible. You survived a Dominion spear. Issei felt something crack open in his soul. A burning heat rushed through his veins. He felt light, heavy, alive, and furious all at once. The dragon inside him roared louder than ever before. Then his aura exploded. The school courtyard shook. Cracks spread across the ground. His eyes glowed pure red, brighter than a devil's aura. Flames erupted around him, red and gold, swirling like living fire. A deep voice echoed from within him, speaking in an ancient tone. You dare threaten the one who carries my soul? Then faced the wrath of the dragon of rebirth. Issei did not understand the words. But his body moved on its own. His fist caught fire with red gold flames. He punched forward, and the air split apart. The shockwaves slammed into the executor and sent him skidding backward across the courtyard. The ground burned under Issei's feet. Rias stared at him in shock and awe. Issei, that aura, it's not human or devil or dragon. It's something new. The executor growled and charged again. Your existence must be erased. Issei punched again, and the two attacks collided. Light and fire mixed, exploding in a massive burst that lit up the entire school. But this time, Issei didn't fly back. The executor did. Issei walked forward slowly, heat waves rising from his skin. I don't care about fate, he said, voice shaking with power. I don't care about some prophecy. I choose my own path. The executor tried one last time, throwing his spear of golden annihilation at Issei. Issei raised his hand instinctively, and the spear shattered like glass against a red flaming barrier. Everyone froze. Even the executor lowered his head in disbelief. You have awakened the first flame, the power of a soul that refuses to die. Issei didn't understand. He only knew one thing. He would protect the people behind him. The executor stepped back. This world has changed, he said quietly. Fate cannot control you anymore. You are now an anomaly beyond heaven's reach. I can no longer fight you, but others will come. With that, he vanished in a burst of crimson feathers. Issei collapsed to one knee, exhausted. Rias rushed to him, and caught him before he hit the ground. Her hands trembled as she held him close. Issei, you awakened something incredible, she whispered. Something the world has never seen. Issei breathed heavily, the dragon fire fading from his body. He felt tired, confused, and strangely free. Rias held his hand tightly. No matter what comes next, she said, you won't face it alone. Issei looked at her with a weak smile, and deep inside him, the dragon opened its second eye for the first time. This was only the beginning. The night after fighting the Dominion executor was the longest night of Issei's life. He was taken back to the clubroom, where Rias made him rest on the couch. Everyone stayed close, watching him as if afraid he would vanish. The air around him was still warm with the aftershock of his power, and tiny sparks of red-gold flame flickered from his skin like gentle embers. He looked peaceful, but no one could forget the way he had stood against the Executor, a being meant to erase impossible creatures. Even Rias, who always carried herself with calm confidence, could not hide her worry. Issei slept deeply, dreaming again of the empty valley and the massive dragon. This time the dragon had both eyes open, burning like suns. It lowered its head toward him. Issei felt its breath, warm and heavy, washing over him like a storm. "You have taken your first step," the dragon said in a voice that shook the sky. "But power without purpose becomes destruction." Issei tried to speak, but the dragon continued. "The first flame within you has awakened. It will protect you, but it will also attract those who hunger for its strength. You must grow, or you will fall." Issei reached out, wanting to know more, but the dragon faded, and he woke up with a start. Rias was sitting beside him, her eyes soft but tired. Akino and Kaneko were asleep on the floor, Kiba leaning on the wall with his sword across his legs. They had stayed the entire night. "Issei?" Rias whispered. "Are you okay?" He sat up slowly. "I think so. I just saw something again." "The dragon." Rias placed her hand gently on his shoulder. "Whatever it is, it's connected to your soul. Your flame, your power, it feels alive." Issei inhaled deeply and looked around. "Where's the Executor?" "Gone," Kiba answered, suddenly awake. "He realized he couldn't defeat you." Akino stretched and smiled. "I never thought I'd see the day someone blocked a divine spear with their bare hand." Kaneko stared at Issei quietly. "You smell different now. Stronger." Issei scratched his cheek awkwardly. He didn't feel strong. He felt confused and unsure. But he did know one thing. He didn't want anyone else getting hurt because of him. Rias saw the worry on his face. "Issei, you don't have to carry this alone," he nodded. He wanted to believe that. He really did. But just as morning arrived, the sky outside shifted again. Not dark, not stormy, just wrong. A strange stillness settled over the school grounds. Birds stopped singing. Wind stopped blowing. Even the air felt heavier. A sudden knocking echoed through the clubroom door. Everyone froze. Rias stood up first. "Who is it?" A calm, unfamiliar voice answered, one that sounded too steady, too controlled. "I have come for Hayate Issei." Everyone in the room tensed instantly. Akino summoned lightning. Kiba unsheathed his sword. Kaneko stepped forward with killing intent. Rias summoned her demonic power, ready for battle. Issei stood up slowly. "I'll talk to him." "It's me he wants." Rias blocked him with her arm. "You are not facing anything alone ever again." Issei nodded, and together they approached the door. Rias opened it cautiously. Standing there was a tall man dressed in a black coat with white embroidery. His hair was long and silver, and his eyes were sharp like blades, silver with a faint glow. He looked human, yet something in his presence felt ancient. His energy didn't feel like a devil, angel, or fallen angel. It felt silent, like a void that swallowed noise. Rias narrowed her eyes. "Identify yourself." The man stepped forward calmly. "My name is Altair. I am not aligned with heaven, hell, or the fallen. I represent a group far older." Issei stepped forward. "Why are you looking for me?" Altair's gaze locked onto him. "Because your flame has awakened. And when the first flame ignites, the world shifts," Rias guardedly asked. "What do you want with Issei?" Altair's expression did not change. "Your power is dangerous. Not because you break rules, but because you change them. A rebirth soul with the first flame can rewrite fate, reshape battles, and even alter life and death. Many will come to kill you. Many will come to use you." Issei clenched his fists. "And what about you? Which one are you?" Altair paused for a moment, then said, "I have come to offer you a warning, and a choice." Everyone stayed silent. Altair continued, "Your flame is only at its first stage. Soon, it will grow beyond your control. It will burn through your body, your soul, and your memories if you are not strong enough to contain it." Issei felt his chest tighten. Are you saying this power will kill me if you do nothing? Altair answered. But if you learn to master it, you could become something beyond the three factions. Something that has not existed in thousands of years. Rias stepped between them protectively. You will not take him, Altair raised a hand calmly. I do not wish to. I simply came to deliver a message. Issei took a step forward. What message? Altair's silver eyes glowed faintly. You are being hunted. The room fell silent. Altair continued. The executor you fought was only one of three. The others will be sent soon. Heaven cannot tolerate a broken fate. Hell will fear your potential, and the fallen, some will want to turn you into a weapon. Issei swallowed hard. Why me? I didn't ask for this. Altair's eyes softened slightly. Fate is strange. Sometimes the ones who don't ask for power become the ones who reshape the world. Issei lowered his gaze. The weight on his shoulders felt heavier than ever. Altair gave a small bow. Prepare yourself, Hayate Issei. The next threat will not wait long. He turned to leave, but before he stepped away, he looked back once more. When your flame grows again, the dragon inside you will speak its true name. When that happens, the world will change. And then he vanished into thin air. No sound. No light. No trace. Only silence remained. Issei felt Rias place her hand on his back. When he turned, she was looking at him with a gentle but fierce expression. Issei, she said softly. No matter what comes, I will stay with you. We all will. Kiba nodded. Akino smiled warmly. Kaneko stepped closer. They stood around him like a family. For the first time since killing Raynere, Issei did not feel alone. But he also knew something dark and powerful would be coming soon. Something that might force his flame to awaken even further. Issei looked up at the sky, a strange feeling stirring in his chest. He could feel the dragon inside him, waiting, watching, preparing. The world was changing, and so was he. Morning came with a strange silence across Ko. Everyone went to school like normal. But Issei felt something wrong in the air, like the world itself was holding its breath. Students walked past him laughing and talking, but he barely heard them. His heart felt heavy with the warning Altair had given him. A new danger was coming. Someone stronger than the first executor. Even his flame felt restless. It flickered under his skin like it wanted to escape and protect him. Every time he took a step, the ground around him felt a little warmer. Rias watched him closely. She stayed near him the entire day, stopping him in the hallway, holding his arm gently, even eating lunch with him in the clubroom instead of her usual place with Akino. She tried to hide her worry, but Issei could see it clearly. Her eyes kept checking the windows, as if expecting an attacker at any moment. I'll be fine, Issei said softly as he sat beside her. Rias shook her head. No. You won't. Not if a stronger executor comes. The first one nearly erased your soul. I can't let you fight alone. Issei felt a warm feeling in his chest hearing her words. I won't let anything happen to you either. She blinked, surprised by his seriousness. Then a faint blush touched her cheeks before she regained her usual calm expression. The rest of the day passed quietly, too quietly. The sky stayed clear, but the silence in the air felt unnatural, like a calm before a storm. When evening arrived, Rias gathered everyone in the courtyard behind the school for training. Issei stood in the center while Rias and Akino sent waves of demonic power at him to test his reaction speed. Kaneko charged in with her fists, and Kiba circled him with blinding sword strikes. But something strange happened. Issei dodged everything easily. His movements were sharper than yesterday. His body felt lighter. His senses felt sharper. Every attack, every sound, every shift of energy, he could feel it clearly. Rias noticed. You're adapting too fast, Akino frowned. President, his eyes. They're glowing again. Issei touched his face. His fingertips felt heat around his eyes. The flame was rising again. Then the wind stopped. The air froze. A sudden cold pressure fell over the courtyard. A pressure heavier than anything they had ever felt. Even Rias gasped. Akino's lightning flickered out. Kaneko's fists lowered. Kiba stepped back instinctively. Issei felt his chest tighten. He knew what this was. The second executor had arrived. Above the school, the sky split open like glass. A tall figure stepped through the crack, taller than the first executor, wearing dark silver armor with glowing lines of blue energy. 6 wings spread behind him, shining like cold steel. In his hand, he carried a long spear shaped like a giant needle of pure white destruction. He hovered in the sky, staring down at Issei with eyes as cold as ice. "Hail to Issei," he said in a voice deep and emotionless. "You have awakened the first flame. This alone is a crime against the balance. I am Seraphim Executor number 2, Salis. I have been sent to end your existence permanently." Rias stepped in front of Issei. "You will not touch him," Salis looked at her calmly. "Move aside, Devil King's sister. This is beyond your authority." Rias summoned her full power. "I said you will not touch him." Salis raised his spear. "Then you will fall first." He threw his spear with lightning speed. It tore the air apart as it flew toward Rias. Issei didn't think, he moved instantly. The flame inside him exploded, covering his body in a red-gold aura. He rushed forward, grabbed Rias around the waist, and jumped backward as the spear hit the ground behind them. The moment it touched earth, a giant crater formed, vaporizing everything in a 10-meter radius. Rias stared at the crater in shock. "That attack, it could have erased me." Issei put her down gently. "I won't let anything happen to you." Her eyes softened with emotion he had never seen before. Salis descended slowly, his steps silent, his presence terrifying. "You survived the first executor. But you will not survive me. Your flame is dangerous. It breaks prophecy. It destroys balance. You must be erased." Issei clenched his fists. The red flame burst from his body again, swirling upward like a pillar of fire. The ground cracked beneath his feet. The flame felt different from before, hotter, sharper, and more alive. Salis dashed forward, faster than the eye could follow. His spear shot toward Issei's chest. At the last moment, the dragon inside Issei roared. Issei raised his arm, and his flame solidified into a fiery shield. The spear hit, sparks exploded, and the ground split, but the shield held. Salis spoke calmly. "Interesting. Your flame has grown." Issei pushed back with all his strength. The fiery shield shattered into blazing fragments that exploded outward, forcing Salis to jump back. Akino summoned lightning from the sky. Kaneko leaped in with superhuman speed. Kiba dashed around Salis with sword strikes. Rias unleashed a massive orb of demonic power. None of it worked. Salis moved like a ghost. Every attack passed through after images. His wings released bursts of destructive energy that knocked everyone back. Issei looked around as his friends fell one by one. Rias hit the ground, coughing from the impact. Akino collapsed with her clothes torn. Kiba's sword shattered. Kaneko fell to her knees. Only Issei remained standing. Salis raised his spear toward the sky. Light gathered at the tip, bright, white, and lethal. The kind of light that could erase anything it touched. "This is the end, anomaly." Issei felt the dragon roar inside him louder than ever before. His vision blurred. His chest burned. His body shook. Something inside him cracked, and then broke open. The flame burst from his body, engulfing him in a pillar of red and gold fire that reached the sky. His hair lifted from the heat. His eyes glowed pure crimson. His heartbeat shook the ground. Rias looked up at him, her voice trembling. "Issei, you're transforming." The flame wrapped around his arms like living armor. His back burned with heat, and for a moment, ghostly outlines of wings appeared behind him made of pure fire. Salis stared, finally showing emotion. "Impossible. The second flame, awakened already?" Issei didn't understand what that meant, but his body moved on its own. Salis launched the giant beam of erasing light. Issei punched forward. His fist released a wave of red-gold fire that collided with the beam. The shockwave shattered windows, split the clouds, and shook the earth. Light and flame clashed, destroying everything around them. But this time, Issei pushed through. He broke the beam. He closed the distance. His flaming fist hit Salis directly in the chest. The executor flew across the courtyard, crashing into the school wall. His armor cracked. His wings flickered. Issei didn't stop. He charged again, fire burning around him like a living storm. Salas swung his spear, but Issei caught it with his bare hand and crushed the weapon into ashes. Salas stared at him in disbelief. How can a human reach this level? Issei didn't answer. He slammed his flaming fist into Salas's chest again, sending him into the ground. Salas coughed blood, his armor breaking apart. You are a threat to all existence, Salas whispered. Issei raised his fist one last time, flame burning brighter than ever. I don't care about fate, he said. I protect the people I care about. That's all. His fist came down, and Salas vanished in an explosion of flame. Silence. Everything was still. The flames faded slowly from Issei's body. His knees weakened. Rias rushed forward and caught him before he fell. She held him tightly, trembling. Her voice was soft but full of emotion. You saved me, you saved all of us, Issei smiled weakly. I'll always protect you. Rias hugged him closer, tears in her eyes. Issei, don't ever leave me. He felt her warmth. Her heartbeat. Her fear of losing him, and for the first time, Issei felt his destiny wasn't a curse. It was a reason to fight. The second executor was gone, but something even stronger was watching from the shadows. The heartbeat shook the sky. It wasn't loud. It wasn't angry. It wasn't fast. It was slow, deep, ancient, like the pulse of something older than angels, devils, dragons, or time itself. The clouds twisted like they were afraid. The moon dimmed as if bowing to the thing descending from above. Even the stars flickered out one by one. Issei felt his knees weaken. The flame inside him responded instantly, flickering wildly, as if a carrier itself trembled in the depths of his soul. Rias held him tightly, feeling the same unnerving pressure. What is that? She whispered. Issei shook his head. I don't know. But it's stronger than Kronos, stronger than Salas, stronger than all of them. A shadow slowly formed above Ko Academy. Not a person. Not a being. A shape. A silhouette so massive it covered half the sky. 4 burning eyes opened within the darkness, each larger than the school building. A voice echoed, not as sound, but in every mind at once. The rebirth flame awakens once more, Rias gasped. He's talking to you. The shadow's voice grew clearer. Kronos failed. Salas failed. The Accord's enforcer failed. Now the old cycle sends me, its keeper. The darkness condensed, shrinking, folding in on itself until a figure stepped forward. He took the shape of a man wrapped in dark gold robes that moved like liquid metal. 4 glowing rings floated behind him, each rotating in a different direction, pulsing with ancient power. His name settled in Issei's mind like the weight of a mountain. Primordius. Keeper of the old cycle. Time before time. Law before law. Fate before fate. Rias stepped between them immediately, trembling slightly but refusing to move aside. If you want Issei, you'll have to go through me. Primordius looked at her as one might look at a falling leaf. You are irrelevant to the cycle. Move. Rias didn't budge. I won't. Issei pushed himself up, stepping beside her. His flame flickered around his arms. His eyes burned softly. A carrier whispered inside him. Be careful. He is not an enemy like the others. He is reality itself in motion. Primordius began walking forward. With every step, the world cracked. The ground froze, burned, and twisted in impossible shapes. Space bent around him like it was made of cloth. Issei Hayadu, he said. The cycle is broken because you refuse to die. That makes you a paradox. Issei clenched his fists. I'm not a paradox. I'm alive because I fought to stay alive. Primordius shook his head. A rebirth soul is not meant to choose. It is meant to follow the cycle. But you have chosen to resist it. That alone is impossible. Rias stepped closer to Issei. He makes his own fate. We all do. Primordius stopped walking. The air trembled. The rings behind him spun faster. Clouds split open above them. Then show me, Primordius said. Show me your strength, and show me your heart. The old cycle will judge you. And the battle began. Primordius flicked his hand. A wave of pure existence hit Issei like a mountain. He flew across the courtyard, crashing into the ground. The stone cracked beneath him. His flame flickered weakly. Rias screamed his name, trying to run to him, but Primordius pointed a finger at her. Time froze. Space froze. Her body stopped mid-run. Issei forced himself to stand, shaking. Let her go, Primordius's voice echoed. If you cannot protect the one you cherish, you have no right to resist the cycle. He teleported in front of Issei instantly. A golden sphere orbited his hand, a sphere containing past, present, and future folded together. He struck Issei with it. Everything went white. Issei felt every moment of his life stretch, twist, tear. Raynere, the spear, the awakening, Rias's arms around him, Kronos' illusion of the burning world, the flame, the dragon, his promise. He saw every possibility, every death, every birth, every victory, every fear. Then he heard a voice through the storm. Issei, please come back, Rias. Her voice pulled him through the white void. He felt her hand, warm, shaking, desperate. He felt her fear of losing him. He felt her heart calling for him. The flame inside him surged. The void shattered. Issei stood again, eyes blazing with red-gold fire. The flame exploded around him, not wild, not chaotic. Controlled. Focused. Alive. Primordius paused. You broke my illusion. How? Issei stepped forward. Because I'm not fighting for fate. I'm fighting for the people I love. The heat from his flame rose until the air shimmered. The wings of fire extended behind him, larger and clearer than ever. His footsteps left burning marks on the ground. Then it happened. A mark formed on his chest, a glowing symbol, a carrier's sigil, burned through his shirt like a rising sun. A carrier's voice echoed through the sky, through the earth, through every heart around them. The third flame rises. Primordius stepped back, genuinely startled. The third flame burst out of Issei's body, spiraling around him in layers of molten gold and blood-red fire. The heat shook the world. Cracks formed in reality. The rings of Primordius flickered. Rias unfroze. She gasped as she watched the transformation. Issei, you're glowing. He turned toward her. For a moment, the flames softened. He walked to her, lifted her face gently, and brushed his forehead against hers. I'm here, he whispered. She trembled. I'm not afraid of your power, only of losing you. You won't, he promised. I'll always come back. Primordius's voice thundered. Enough. You carry a flame higher than the old cycle. You must be ended before your existence overwrites the universe. Issei didn't flinch. His flame roared behind him, swirling like a second sun. Then come, he said quietly. I'm done running. Primordius charged. Issei charged. They collided with a sound that tore open the clouds. Flame met reality. Life met law. Will met fate. Each strike shattered space. Each impact lit the sky in gold and crimson. The ground burned. The air cracked. The world trembled. Primordius swung his hand. Issei blocked with his flaming arm. Primordius summoned a spear made of time. Issei shattered it with a punch of pure dragonfire. Primordius unleashed a scream that broke the sky. Issei responded with a roar that shook the earth. They were evenly matched. A human boy, and the keeper of the old cycle, holding equal ground. Rias watched in awe and terror. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she whispered, Issei, please win, come back to me. Issei heard her. Her voice was stronger than any fate. The flames around him intensified. He dashed forward one last time, gathering all his fire, first flame, second flame, and the newborn third flame, into one blazing strike. This is my fate! His fist collided with Primordius's heart. A colossal explosion lit the night. Primordius's eyes widened. His rings shattered. His form cracked like glass. Impossible! A mere human soul, surpassing the cycle. His body burst into golden fragments. Silence. Issei dropped to one knee, exhausted but alive. The flames faded slowly. Rias rushed to him, wrapping her arms around him tightly, burying her face in his neck as she cried with relief. Issei, oh God! I thought I'd lost you. He held her gently. I told you. I'll always come back. She looked into his eyes, her face close, and for the first time, she kissed him, soft, trembling, full of fear and hope and love. The world around them glowed faintly as the third flame settled into Issei's soul. Acaria whispered inside him. The cycle is broken. The new path begins, and from the deepest part of reality, far beyond anything they had yet faced, something stirred in response to Issei's impossible victory, something watching, something waiting. Issei's true destiny was only beginning. The night after Rias kissed him felt unreal. Issei sat on the rooftop of Ko Academy, staring at the quiet sky, trying to calm the wildfire burning inside his chest. Not the third flame, his heart. His mind kept replaying the moment, Rias trembling, her hands on his face, her lips against his, her breath mixing with his. He had faced Primordius, defied fate itself, and shattered a being older than time. Yet it was that kiss that shook him the most. He touched his lips unconsciously, and the flame inside him flickered with warmth. Acaria's voice rumbled faintly. The bond strengthens your fire. Connection is not weakness. It is fuel, Issei smiled weakly. I know. The dragon's voice faded, leaving him alone with the night breeze. He didn't know how long he sat there before the door opened behind him. Rias stepped out quietly. She didn't speak. She just walked to him and sat beside him, her shoulder pressing gently against his arm. The warmth of her presence settled his chaotic heartbeat. Issei, she whispered. I'm sorry if I surprised you, he shook his head. You didn't. I just didn't expect you to feel that way. Rias looked at him with soft, vulnerable eyes. I was so scared. Watching you fight things we can't even understand, thinking I could lose you any moment. She took his hand slowly. I couldn't hide how I felt anymore. Issei swallowed hard. I'm not going anywhere. She squeezed his hand as if holding on to something precious. Promise me something, anything, no matter how strong you get, no matter how big the enemy is, don't carry everything alone, Issei breathed softly. I won't, but before either of them could say more, the air changed. A deep rumble shook the school. A tremor rolled under their feet. The sky flickered, turning from night to day in a split second, then back to night like reality itself glitched. Rias stood instantly. Something's coming, Issei's flames surged in response, covering one arm in blazing light. The trembling grew stronger, turning into a violent shaking. Below them, the ORC members rushed outside, Akino preparing lightning, Kaneko tightening her fists, Kiba drawing his sword. But the shaking didn't come from the ground. It came from above. The sky cracked open. Not like a portal. Not like a tear. Like a mirror shattering. A massive line split across the sky, glowing with pure white fire. The crack spread in every direction, forming a giant spiderweb that stretched across the heavens. Rias grabbed Issei's arm, her voice trembling. This isn't an attack. This is reality breaking. The pieces of the sky fell away like glass, revealing a void behind them, an endless darkness filled with countless eyes staring down at the world. Some were as big as mountains. Others were tiny points of red, all focused on Issei. A single voice echoed from everywhere at once. The cycle breaker has been identified. Issei stepped forward automatically, flame flaring higher. Rias grabbed him. Issei, wait! But it was too late. The void moved. A colossal figure stepped out, a silhouette so large it made Primordius look like a child. Its shape wasn't human. It wasn't beast. It wasn't dragon. It was all of them at once, shifting like living shadow. 6 arms, each holding a different weapon, sword, staff, scythe, spear, chain, and a book with burning pages. 12 wings made of void fire stretched behind it. Its face had no eyes or mouth, only a single burning symbol. The mark of the Alpha Cycle, Kiba whispered shakily. That thing isn't alive, Akino trembled. It's older than heaven. Kaneko stepped back, fists shaking. Rias couldn't breathe. Issei felt the dragon inside him grow silent for the first time ever. Then the monster spoke. Designation, Alpha Prime. Function, Continuity Enforcer. Purpose, ensure that no being reaches the 4th flame. Issei's blood froze. 4th flame? Alpha Prime's voice shook the world. 3 flames you have unlocked, 1 more. And you will end the cycle forever. Issei staggered back. I'm not trying to end anything. Alpha Prime stepped forward, and every blade, wing, and limb moved in perfect sync. No matter your intention. Your existence threatens all reality. Rias stepped in front of Issei again even though her legs shook violently. You won't touch him. I don't care what you are. Alpha Prime paused, not because of Rias, because of Issei. His third flame ignited on its own, swirling around him violently. Alpha Prime lowered its head. The third flame recognizes Anchor, the red-haired devil. Is your center? Issei's heart nearly stopped. Center? He whispered. Rias blushed despite the terror. I'm your emotional anchor. More, Alpha Prime said. Her loss will unlock your fourth flame. Issei grabbed Rias's shoulders instantly. I won't lose you. Ever. Rias's voice shook. You won't. I'm not going anywhere. Alpha Prime raised all 6 weapons. Then let us test your claim. The fight began instantly. Alpha Prime swung its sword, and the air split. Not the wind, the actual air. Space cracked where the blade cut. Issei jumped aside, but even the shockwave sent him flying across the courtyard. He crashed into the ground, coughing blood. Rias screamed, running toward him, but Alpha Prime swung its spear at her. She barely dodged, tripping and falling to the ground. Issei's flame burst explosively. Don't touch her! He dashed forward, fire blazing around him, and punched Alpha Prime square in the chest. It didn't move. His fist burned against its armor-like body, but the monster didn't even flinch. Alpha Prime grabbed Issei by the throat and lifted him into the air. His flame flickered violently. His body shook. Too weak, it squeezed. Issei coughed blood. His vision blurred. Rias ran toward him, screaming his name. Issei! Alpha Prime turned one eye toward her. Her death will end you. It raised its sword, aimed at Rias. Issei felt something break inside him. A pain, a fear, a rage, a love. Everything flooded at once. The flames burst from his body, hotter, brighter, wilder than ever before. Not red, not gold, white. The third flame twisted violently, expanding, ripping through the air. Alpha Prime staggered backward, just a step, but it was enough. Issei dropped to the ground on his hands and knees. His back burned. His chest burned. His soul burned. Rias reached him, grabbing his face with both hands. Issei, look at me! Focus on me! Stay with me! Her blue eyes locked with his, and something inside him stabilized. The white flame settled, merging with the red and gold. Alpha Prime stared. The fourth flame awakens early. Rias froze. Issei, what is happening? His voice came out hoarse. I don't know, but I'm not losing you. He stood slowly as the world shook. His body burned with 4 layers of flame, red, gold, white, and something deeper beneath them. Alpha Prime raised all its weapons again. The world prepared to end. Issei took Rias's hand, and the fire roared like a newborn star. The true battle was about to begin. The courtyard burned with white fire. The sky shook as if terrified of the power waking inside Issei. The third flame had already shattered Primordius, something older than time, but the fourth flame felt different. It wasn't just heat. It wasn't just light. It felt like creation itself boiling under his skin. Rias held his hand tightly, tears running down her face, fear and hope tangled together. She had never seen anything like this. No devil had. No angel had. No dragon had. Even Akaryu, the ancient spirit inside Issei, remained quiet, as if the fourth flame was something even the dragon didn't dare interrupt. Issei breathed slow, heavy breaths. Each exhale released waves of white gold fire that made reality flicker. The flames didn't roar, they hummed. A soft, calm hum like a heartbeat echoing across the universe. Alpha Prime took a single step back. It was the first time the creature ever showed hesitation. Unpredicted evolution detected. The weapons in its 6 hands trembled. Its 12 wings shifted. The rings around its body crackled with unstable energy. Issei didn't attack. He didn't move. He simply stood there, staring at the monster that tried to kill Rias. Then he spoke. I will not lose her. His voice echoed through the courtyard, quiet but heavy enough to bend the air. Rias looked up at him. Issei. I'm right here. He tightened his grip on her hand. And I'm going to keep it that way. Alpha Prime's enormous body shifted, forming new armor made of void and fire. Its weapons melted and reshaped into new, monstrous forms. Fourth flame must be extinguished before it reaches singularity. Issei tilted his head slightly. He didn't understand everything, but he understood this. The fourth flame terrified the keeper of the universe. Good. The battle began with no warning. Alpha Prime moved so fast the world blurred. One of its blades sliced through the air, leaving burning scars in reality. Issei raised his arm instinctively. The blade hit. White fire exploded. Everything went silent. Issei stood unharmed. The blade had melted on contact with his flame. Alpha Prime recoiled in disbelief. Impossible! Issei didn't give it time to recover. He stepped forward. Only one step, but the air shattered under his foot. The world warped. The courtyard rippled like water. He appeared in front of Alpha Prime instantly and punched. The fourth flame burst from his fist like a star being born. Alpha Prime flew back, smashing into the cracked sky, creating a hole in the clouds. Its massive body crashed into the ground, sending shockwaves across Kuo. The shock tore through streets and buildings, but Issei reached out with pure instinct. White flames spread outward. It didn't burn, it protected. The shockwave vanished before touching anything important. Rias, watching from behind him, stared in awe. Your flame protected the entire town. Issei didn't even notice he did it. Alpha Prime rose slowly, growling in a voice that wasn't a voice at all. Its eyes burned brighter, and its wings stretched wide enough to blot out the entire sky. You are not a being of this world anymore. Issei flexed his hands, flames dancing across his fingertips. I'm just someone who refuses to lose the people I care about. Alpha Prime roared, an earth-cracking, universe-trembling sound. It transformed. Its wings folded inward, merging into a single enormous black sphere. Its body dissolved, reshaping into a form that defied logic. Part machine, part beast, part shadow, part god. A massive eye opened in its center, burning white-hot with cosmic fire. True form, Alpha Prime, Psycho God. Rias gasped and grabbed Issei's arm. Issei, that thing isn't just an enemy, it's an entire law of the universe. So? Issei said simply. Rias blinked. What? Issei smiled at her gently, flames dancing in his eyes. I'm not afraid. She covered her mouth with her hands, a sob catching in her throat. Issei, you idiot, you can't just. He cupped her cheek softly. I'm fighting for you. Rias's heart slammed in her chest. Her face flushed bright red. Tears filled her eyes again. Then, I'll be here. Always. The flame inside Issei reacted to her words. The white fire flared brighter than stars. His heartbeat matched hers. For a moment, they existed in the same rhythm, the same breath, the same light. The fourth flame stabilized. Alpha Prime sensed the shift and attacked instantly. Its colossal form launched forward, breaking sound, space, and time in a single movement. Issei met it head-on. They clashed. White flame versus cosmic destruction. Light swallowed the world. A crater of pure nothingness formed beneath them. The air screamed. Reality twisted like smoke. The ground shook so violently cracks formed across the entire city. But Issei didn't fall. He pressed forward. Alpha Prime unleashed beam after beam of universal erasure. Issei batted them aside with swipes of white fire. Alpha Prime crushed time into a fist and punched. Issei caught the punch and shattered time into sparks. Alpha Prime summoned the echoes of dead universes. Issei burned them away with a single breath. This wasn't a boy fighting a monster. This was two forces of nature colliding, and Issei was winning. The cosmic eye widened. Fourth flame. Exceeds prediction. Issei raised his right hand. The flame grew brighter and brighter until even the gods watching from afar had to shield their eyes. He whispered, "For Rias," and brought his hand down. The fourth flame exploded, bright, pure, soft, beautiful, unstoppable. Alpha Prime's body shattered piece by piece. Its wings disintegrated. Its weapons melted. Its laws collapsed. Its eye went dark. The creature that had existed since the first dawn screamed one last time as Issei's flame erased its presence from the universe. Silence fell. Issei's flame dimmed slowly. Reality pieced itself back together. The cracks in the sky sealed. Stars returned. The world settled. He collapsed to his knees. Rias ran to him instantly, wrapping her arms around him from behind, holding him tightly against her chest. Issei! Issei, talk to me! He leaned back against her, exhausted but smiling. I did it. She held him tighter. You more than did it, you saved the whole world, again. He reached up and touched her cheek. Rias. I'm here, she shook her head, crying openly now. You scared me, you idiot, you scared me so much. He pulled her closer, resting his forehead against hers. I'm not going anywhere. Not now. Not ever. Rias stared at him through tears. You really mean that? With everything I have. A small, trembling smile formed on her lips, and she kissed him again, longer, deeper, full of relief and love and everything she had been afraid to say. The fourth flame glowed softly around them, as if blessing the moment, but in the far reaches of reality, something far worse than Alpha Prime opened its eyes. Their victory was only the beginning. The world was calm for exactly 3 seconds after Alpha Prime fell. 3 seconds where the sky returned to normal, where the wind carried soft night air, and where Issei breathed in Rias's warmth as she held him close. 3 seconds where he felt human again. Then everything changed. A soundless ripple passed across the sky. No thunder. No explosion. No movement of clouds. Just a single wave that bent reality like a sheet of glass. The street lamps flickered out one by one. The stars disappeared again, not shattered like before, but swallowed. Rias's arms tightened around Issei as she felt the pressure. No, not now, he just fought. Issei pushed himself to his feet slowly. He couldn't stand properly. His legs shook. His flame was dim, flickering unevenly after using the fourth flame. Rias immediately stepped under his arm, letting him lean on her. You need to rest, please just rest. Issei shook his head. I don't think it will wait. The ground trembled, not violently, but with a steady pulse. Like a heartbeat. The same deep, ancient heartbeat they heard before Alpha Prime appeared, but stronger. Much stronger. The sky rippled like water, Kaneko whispered. Something is looking at us. Akino's hand sparked with lightning even though she was trembling. This feels wrong. Not like a power. More like an idea. Kiba stepped in front, sword shaking. This pressure. Issei, is this stronger than Alpha Prime? Issei swallowed hard. Yes. Far stronger. It didn't descend like the others. There were no clouds, no portals, no cracks in the sky. The darkness simply peeled away like old paint, revealing a void beyond the world. And from that void, something stepped through. It didn't have a shape at first. Only endless blackness, shifting and twisting, forming and unforming. The only constant was the presence. A weight heavier than universes. A will so strong even the air bent around it. Then slowly, it took form. A tall figure, cloaked in shadows that stretched like tendrils to the horizon. No wings. No weapons. No glowing symbols. No halo. Nothing familiar. But its eyes were 2 swirling galaxies. Endless. Eternal. Watching everything like a judge watching all creation. The world itself seemed to kneel before those eyes. Rias gasped and grabbed Issei tighter. What is that? Issei felt his heart stop for a moment. A carrier's voice echoed inside him, shaking for the first time ever. Child! That is no being. That is an origin, Issei whispered. Origin. As in, the first, before time. Before cycles. Before dragons. Before gods. Before light. Before fate. Rias heard the name forming in Issei's mind. Ino, the origin of all cycles. The one who wrote the rules Alpha Prime tried to enforce. The one who shaped existence itself. Ino stepped forward without moving its legs. It simply willed the world to bring it closer. The ground folded like paper beneath its steps. The space around it screamed as it tried to contain the presence. When it finally stood in front of them, Rias's knees almost bent under the pressure. Kiba and Kaneko both dropped to one knee. Akino's lightning sputtered out. Only Issei remained standing, barely. Ino's voice echoed not through the air, but directly inside every mind. Alpha Prime has fallen. The world shook with every word. The cycle has been broken. Cracks spread across the sky like thin lines of light. The fourth flame has awakened. Issei clenched his fists, flame flickering weakly. Are you here to erase me? He asked. Ino did not answer immediately. Its swirling eyes stared directly into Issei's soul, scanning everything. His flame, his memories, his dreams, his fears, his love, every moment of his life across every possible timeline. Rias moved in front of Issei again, spreading her arms protectively even though her whole body shook. No, you're not taking him! Ino lowered its head slightly, observing her. You are his anchor. His heart. Rias blushed despite the terror. Your existence stabilizes him. Prevents collapse. Prevents singularity. Issei looked at Ino, confused. Why would singularity be bad? Ino took one step closer. The world went dark. The stars vanished. The moon vanished. The sky vanished. Only blackness remained, and one image. Issei saw himself standing alone, in a dead universe. No stars, no space, no time, nothing, only him. This, Ino said, is the result of the fourth flame evolving without an anchor. Issei's blood froze. He destroyed everything? Ino continued. The fourth flame is the flame of rewrite. If awakened without control, it does not burn the world, it resets it. Rias grabbed Issei's hand tightly, as if afraid he might disappear. Issei, no. I won't let you become that. He squeezed her back. I won't. I promise. The darkness dissolved, returning them to the schoolyard. Ino finally answered the question. I am not here to erase you. Everyone froze. Kaneko gasped. Akino's eyes widened. Kiba nearly dropped his sword. Issei stared. You're not? No. The sky cleared slightly. Ino's voice softened, still vast, still cosmic, but less cold. You defeated Primordius. You resisted Alpha Prime. You awakened the fourth flame early. You created a new branch of creation. Issei didn't understand. So what do you want from me? Ino stepped closer until the universe itself seemed to bend around them. I have come to offer you a choice. Rias squeezed his hand harder. Ino continued, become the fifth flame. Issei's heart stopped. The fifth? He only awakened the fourth seconds ago. What is the fifth flame? He asked. The world fell silent. Even the wind froze. Ino's voice echoed across all existence. The flame of Genesis. The power to create reality itself. Rias's breath hitched. Issei, if you take that power, you'll stop being you. You'll become something else. Issei looked at her. She wasn't afraid of the flame. She wasn't afraid of Ino. She was afraid of losing the human boy she cared for. He touched her cheek gently. Rias, her eyes filled with tears instantly. Please, please don't leave me. Don't let them turn you into something I can't reach. Issei pulled her close, forehead resting against hers. I won't. I promise. I'm not going anywhere. Not for God, not for fate, not for the universe. Ino watched silently. Issei turned back. Why me? Why choose me to hold the fifth flame? Ino's eyes swirled slowly. Because you are the only being in existence who defied death, defied fate, defied time, defied cycle, and did it for love. Issei blinked. Rias froze, face bright red. Ino continued. Your flame is not born from rage or ambition. It is born from connection. Only a heart like yours can safely hold Genesis. Issei felt Rias's fingers trembling in his hand. Then Ino raised its right hand. Choose. Issei had two paths. Accept the fifth flame, and become something beyond existence itself. Or refuse, and remain Issei Hayato, the boy who fought fate with his own heart. He looked at Rias, at her trembling lips, her blue eyes, her hope, her fear, her love. He knew his answer. He squeezed her hand gently. Then he faced Ino. I choose. The next chapter will decide Issei's fate. I choose. Issei stopped. Not because he hesitated. Because he felt Rias's fingers trembling in his hand. She wasn't pulling him back. She wasn't forcing him forward. She was simply holding on, afraid of losing him to something she could not fight. He turned toward her, seeing every emotion in her eyes, fear, hope, love, desperation. Rias, he whispered. She swallowed, her voice shaking. Issei, I don't want you to become something untouchable, something I can't reach. I don't care how strong you become. I just want you. He felt his chest tighten. She continued, tears forming. I watched you fight gods, monsters, concepts. Every time you push your flame further, I feel like you're drifting away from me. I'm scared that one day you won't need me anymore. Issei cupped her cheek gently. Rias, I will always need you. If I lose you, everything falls apart. Her breath trembled against his palm. Ino stood silently, its galaxy eyes watching the moment with cosmic patience. This isn't just power, Issei whispered. This is who I want to be, for you. For everyone, Rias's voice cracked. Then please, don't leave me behind. He pulled her into his arms and held her tight, feeling her grip around him like she was holding on to her whole world. Issei turned to Ino, keeping Rias close against him. I choose to stay myself. The air froze. Reality stopped. Even Ino's swirling eyes paused for a heartbeat. Issei continued, voice steady and fierce. I won't become something above the world. I won't become something untouchable. I won't become something that disappears into the universe. He looked at Rias, then at the world he fought so hard to protect. I choose to stay who I am. Human, devil ally, dragon soul, but still Issei Hayato. Silence. Long, heavy, endless. Ino finally spoke. You reject Genesis. Issei nodded. You reject infinite creation. He nodded again. You reject the power that would make you equal to me. Issei squeezed Rias's hand. I don't need to be equal to you. I just need to be strong enough to protect the ones I love. That's all I've ever wanted. Rias's eyes softened, and a tear slid down her cheek. Ino lowered its head slightly, the smallest bow the universe had ever seen. Then I shall grant you the only reward fitting for such a choice. The void behind Ino spread open like a blooming flower. Stars formed along its edges. Worlds rotated inside it. Time twisted into glowing lines. Issei felt a chill crawl up his spine. Ino raised a hand. You shall keep the fourth flame. Issei blinked. I can? Yes, Rias gasped, covering her mouth. Ino continued. And it will not consume you, because your heart has chosen stability over omnipotence. You have chosen strength with limits instead of infinite power without yourself. Issei felt warmth, calm, steady warmth, spread through his body. His flame no longer burned painfully. It felt gentle, controlled, balanced. Ino looked at Rias. You are his anchor, his heart, his limit, and his salvation. Rias blushed deeply, fingers tightening on Issei's. Your bond prevents him from collapsing into singularity. And his love for you shapes the flame's path. Issei felt his heart beat fast. Rias looked away for a moment, red as a sunset. But Ino wasn't finished. The void behind it spread further. A shape stepped out, something small. Something bright. Something beautiful. A tiny flame, floating like a firefly. But it wasn't normal flame. It was the shape of a baby phoenix, made of pure white fire. It flew slowly toward Issei and hovered in front of him. Rias whispered. Issei, what is that? Ino answered. The remnant flame. Issei frowned. What does it do? Ino tilted its head. It is a gift born from your refusal of the fifth flame. It is not creation, but possibility. Issei blinked. Possibility? Whenever you fall, whenever your flame dies, the remnant flame will restore you. Rias's eyes widened, hands flying to her mouth. You mean he can't die? He can die, Ino corrected. But he will return. Reborn. Renewed. Stable. Not infinite. Not unstoppable. But persistent. Issei's throat tightened. So, even if something stronger comes, even if I'm defeated, you will rise again until you win. Rias broke into tears and hugged Issei so tightly he almost lost his breath. Thank you. Issei held her close, resting his head against hers. Rias. Ino looked at them with a quiet, cosmic understanding. Then it turned. Its body unraveled into stardust. Its presence faded like a whisper returning to its home. Your story continues, Issei Hayato. The stars reappeared. The moon returned. The air settled. Ino was gone. But something else remained. A pulse. A tremor. A distant sound like a chain breaking. Issei stiffened. Rias looked up at him. Issei, what's wrong? He frowned, staring at the sky. Something else is waking up. Rias grabbed his hand again instinctively. Another enemy? He shook his head slowly. No, he looked toward the distant mountains. It's not an enemy. His flames flickered. It's something I'm connected to. Kiba stepped forward. Connected how? Issei closed his eyes, and saw a silhouette, another flame, one shaped like his, one calling to him. Rias's heart skipped. Issei, is it another like you? Issei's flame flared with excitement and fear. No, he opened his eyes. It's someone who was supposed to awaken like me. The wind blew softly. The other rebirth soul.